What's up, YouTube? ProTech here, back with another video for you guys today. Just going to give you guys a little bit of an update on what's going on with my move. As most of you should be aware, I have changed my plans to go to Thailand instead of Vietnam because I'm tired of the games. They say they're open, they're not open, you can't get the visa. So I've decided that I am moving to Bangkok. Now, I was tossing around the idea of going to either Phuket or Pattaya because I've lived in Bangkok before, but the problem is that the programs that they have for COVID-19 between Phuket and Pattaya, it's a bunch of bullshit. So I'm not interested in going there. It's a lot easier just to go to Bangkok, maybe spend a couple of months there, and then if they open up, perhaps move, but probably not. I'll probably just stay in Bangkok. This is almost finalized, and it's part of the reason why I haven't been streaming right now, because I kind of have to monitor all of this. I can't sit down and do streaming right now, but I have done the 200 hours for the month already. It's pretty unusual for me not to stream. That's sort of why I'm doing these updates, just to give you guys information of what's going on. I have booked my flight, and my flight is for April the 11th. So that's roughly 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks from now. The flight is going to take... It's weird how it works because the time difference, they're like 12 hours ahead or whatever it is. So like right now for me, it's 11 a.m., which means in Thailand, it's something like 11 p.m. or 12 p.m., 12 a.m., right? Following day. I think the flight's only like a day or like 33 hours. I'm going to gain a day or however you look at that, right? Like I'm going to arrive on the 13th at 11 p.m. And then from there, I have to quarantine for a day. I have to get the swab test and I have to get an RT PCR test and all that other stuff. But then I have to go to a hotel and quarantine for a day. After that, if the test comes back negative, then I can go out. And the very first thing I'll do is I will immediately look for an apartment so that I can get back to work. And then from there, I plan on just, the usual. This visa that I'm going to be on is 9 months. So it's actually kind of nice. To utilize the digital nomad strategy, you can really only spend about 6 months in a country before you really need to get out. When you use the digital nomad strategy, you're trying to not be held responsible for taxes within the country that you're living. And the way you do this is by leaving like 1 day before the 6 month mark. Because if you stay longer than 6 months, the country recognizes you as a resident, and they require you to pay taxes to that country, right? So the way the strategy works is you stay there for 6 months, and then you pick up and you go to a neighboring country, you stay there for 6 months, rinse and repeat, right? So that's how the strategy works. But in this case, it's a little different because in Thailand, they have this thing right now called the STV visa, which is the special tourist visa. The duration of it is 9 months. So you get a 9 month stay, but your actual residency status will stay tourist. In other words, I don't have to pay taxes to Thailand. Part of the reason why I started here instead of somewhere else, well, the main reason why is because in Thailand, this visa is not going to be accessible after September of this year. In 2022. If you have plans to go to Thailand, you can get this visa, but you have to do it before September. I don't remember what the date is exactly, but it's no longer going to be in existence after September of this year. So I figured, while feasible, I'd rather not do all the time. You know what I mean? I think 6 months is pretty good. Stay in one place for 6 months, pick up and go to another place for 6 months, etc., etc. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update of what's going on. This is happening. I know I've been saying it for a while, but you have to understand that COVID-19 has made things very complicated. Even this process that I went through, getting the hotel, getting the visa, getting the Thai pass, getting all of this stuff, it took me all night. Literally took me all night. You take a picture, right, of you holding a passport, or you take a picture of yourself, or you take a picture of this, and then you go to upload it, but then you have to crop it, and then the crop doesn't work, or it is a huge process, not one that I want to do again anytime soon. When I went to Thailand back in 2006, you literally just land there, you get off the plane, they stamp your passport, you go in for 30 days. If you like it, you go to an agency and you say, hey, I want to stay longer. They say, here's another, they take your passport, they send it to the embassy, and then it was so much easier back then, right? But I think the thing is, particularly with Thailand, is that it's like the tourist capital of Southeast Asia. A lot of rules and regulations on these tourist visas because so many foreigners are taking advantage and staying way longer than they legally could, right? Technically, they were still legal, but they were abusing loopholes within the system. And I don't think it would have normally been a problem, but there's just so many people who do it, right? But I digress. So this is happening, and it's happening very soon. And I thank you guys very much for being patient. That's my update for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.